oven roasted Gyro Kebab. It's been a minute since we've gotten any meat on this channel, hasn't it? So let's just go all in. All in for flavor, something juicy, something reasonably lean. Huh? I saw this recipe originally on Instagram and fell in love with it. I tried that version. It was all just lean beef. And as much as I loved it, I thought, you know, when I get a gyro, as I think of gyro, I like that lamb flavor, that kind of sort of gamey fattiness. It's super savory, super delicious. And that's really what I wanted. So I took that original recipe and added an entire other pound of ground lamb. A nice lean ground beef, a nice succulent ground lamb mixed together in the oven, comes out just exactly like you would imagine. Serve it up, you would never know that it wasn't cooked on a gyro, roasting at your local Mediterranean spot. It's just fantastic. So, if you are ready to join me on this gyro journey, just for the justification of some juicy jubilance. What? This is the recipe for you. Let's give it a shot. Okay, I think we are ready to mix. So, I have all of my herbs and raw ingredients, my garlic, my mint, my parsley, cut right here, already prepped. I've got a big giant spoon of all of my spices. Name of the game is pretty simple. We're gonna just throw in our ground beef, throw in our lamb, into this bowl, top it with the seasonings, mix, 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 mix. You gotta get your hands in there, get it nice and incorporated. We really don't want strands of beef and then strands of lamb. It should really all be mixed together. The best way to do that is just dig in there. I would even recommend maybe mixing the meats first, then throwing in the ingredients and mixing again just to ensure kind of two thorough mixes. But it's as simple as that. It's as easy as that. I mean, we gotta just get our hands dirty, get to work. Here we go. Lamb in. Ground beef in. Get in there. Get in there. There's no pretty way to do this. You just kinda gotta work it. I'm doing a grabbing, twisting motion, just trying to, I'm squeezing all the way through to, I'm not stopping, I'm making a closed fist. I want these meats mixed. Mixed. Luckily, these are two pretty distinct colors, the lamb and the beef, so it's pretty easy to tell if I have a big slab of one and not the other. Almost like mixing cards, right? Like shuffling a deck. You just want complete chaos, anarchy. Meat Anarchy, which is the worst porn name I've ever heard of a movie ever. Meat Anarchy, starring Chef Gabe. An adult film no one will watch. Okay, I like what we got here. So, gonna throw it all in at once. Spices, salt, my herbs, parsley, mint, and garlic. Now I did dried oregano. You could always use fresh oregano if you got it. I used ground coriander, but if you have fresh coriander, same deal. Guys, you ready? It's the last time we'll see this incongruent, because here we go. It's incredibly important to mix this well. We need those spices kind of everywhere. When you think you've mixed it enough, mix it a little more. Overachieve in this case, I won't judge you. I'll be proud. Chef Gabe proud. Whip it up some piping hot pride. There's no way to overmix this, so do not fret. I think we are good. The next step is going to be rolling this into a round, long piece. So, take it in my hands, give it a few more mixes, mixes and matches, matches and mixes. And then once I feel confident that it's not going to just fall apart, we'll start just shaping it. General approximate 3 inches across in diameter. So because this is 2 pounds of meat, it's going to be a long one. A long boy. We're gonna want a piece longer than you think, right? Do something insane. One last little shaping. This looks a little thick to me, so with my hands, I'm gonna just sort of pull it apart myself. Okay, gorgeous. Now, I'm gonna wheel this over to one end of my tin foil and just roll it. Roll it, come on. At the ends, give them a twist. Tight, 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 tight. Okay. Okay, I've got this nice bad boy here, huh? Pretty gorgeous. I'm still gonna put it on a tinfoil lined baking sheet. Trust me, it looks really tight and sealed. Steam and fat will find a way to drip out of this and ruin your oven or make your oven messy. So put it on something with tinfoil lining on that as well. We're going to bake this. The way I do this a little differently than the Instagram post is I'm going to bake this as it is, almost like steam it. And then I will unwrap it and let it cook another 10 minutes or so to brown in the oven. And that I found has been the best way to ensure it's fully cooked through, but it's still, I mean, steamed meat is just isn't as flavorful as something that's nice and a little crisp on the ends, right, on the edges. So I will throw this in the oven, come out, throw it back in. Here we go. But it smells delicious. All right, hang on. Ow, 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 ow. So, fun fact, things out of the oven are freaking hot. But, is the pain worth it? You bet your butt. Oh, yes. Roll that sucker out. So, again, what we're looking at here is, it's still hot. Who would have thought? Is just what I mentioned earlier. It's steamed, right? So it's cooked, but it's just kind of, you know, a little bit meh. Let's throw this bad boy back in the oven for about 15 minutes and crisp it up. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hot, hot is hot. So what I ended up doing, I unwrapped it, put it back in for those 15 minutes. And then because the underside still looked a little bit soft, a little bit steamed more than cooked, right, than roasted, I flipped it over, put it under the broiler for 3 minutes. I'm gonna let this sit for 5 minutes to cool, and then we're gonna carve and enjoy. All right, guys, it is time to carve. I use a chopstick sometimes just to get a way of getting it up. I don't have that with me, so what I have are 3 skewers. I'm gonna just delicately push those through. And that way they'll be a little bit easier to carve. Here we go. Push them down, boom. Yes, and now, with I would recommend a serrated knife for this. I'm gonna just, y'all ready for the reveal? Oh my God. Look at that flavor. Ooh, Nelly. Look at this beauty. Just a little pink, medium well, you might say. Oh yes, guys, we are in business. I will finish carving the rest of this. We'll do our taste test. Here we go. All right, guys, taste test. I'm going ahead and serve myself up with a little bit of our hummus and bala ganoush that I made just yesterday. Maybe see that video if you haven't already. I'm gonna go ahead and just dig in. So juicy. You just cannot go wrong with lamb. If you know, you know. Lamb is just something else. Baba ganoush, a little roasted eggplant. Guys, this is a treat. This is an indulgence of sorts. It does take longer than the post on Instagram states because we are adding basically double everything. Doubling the meat, doubling the spices, and almost doubling the time, but this is the real deal. Put this on some, cut it very thin, on some pita, with some tzatziki, garlic sauce, lettuce, tomato, onion. Perfect, perfect, oh man. Gyro kebab are like Café Gabe. This one, guys, is just another one of those things where it's actually a very easy recipe to put together, right? But it's almost, you know, it's so easy, you wouldn't think about it. And you make it, you try it, like, dang, that's like, I don't have a standing, you know, gyro like you would for al pastor or for traditional gyro, but this is actually pretty darn close. I would say if you like lamb, if you like Mediterranean, mix up the spices, mix up the herbs, make it spicy, make everything powdered so there's actually no, I have some pieces of herb in here that I like. However, if you just want the meat, buy everything dried, mix it in there thoroughly. But there's just no wrong way to do this, I would argue, as long as it's cooked. It is ground meat, so bear that in mind. You don't want to go maybe below medium well. But hey, you live your life, I'm gonna live mine, okay? Guys, as always, thank you so much for coming to Café Gabe. If you haven't already, hey, subscribe to the channel. I've got good stuff like this coming soon. If you tried the recipe and liked it, like the video. And if you have any questions for me, comments, concerns, ideas, did you try different spices? Try maybe making it, I never thought about this, maybe like a chicken gyro, same premise, right? Ground chicken, ground turkey, impossible beef. The spices are really carry this. The lamb is delicious, don't get me wrong, but I can only imagine other ways you can do this. Please let me know. I would love to hear it. Otherwise, guys, as always, thank you so much for coming to Café Gabe. Be well, stay safe. Adios. I've got 2 pounds of this stuff. I'm gonna be eating well for 2 meals maybe.